Listen carefully. Because this story may feel simple. But somewhere inside it, you may find your own life. There was once a young man named Ion. He was not very rich. He was not very confident. And honestly, most people did not take him seriously. Ion lived in a small rented room in a crowded city. Every morning he woke up early. Not because he loved mornings, but because he was afraid of losing time. Time was the only thing he owned. People around him had friends, support, connections, money. But Ion had dreams. And dreams are very strange things. When you are weak, people laugh at your dreams. When you are struggling, people ignore your dreams. But when you finally win, those same people say, "I always believed in you." Ion did not understand this truth yet. He still believed that friends stay forever, that people support honesty, and that hard work is always respected. One evening, he met his school friends at a small tea cafe. They laughed loudly. They talked about jobs, cars, and vacations. When Ion spoke about his dream to start something of his own, the table became quiet for a moment. Then someone smiled and said, "Bro, first earn money for food. Then talk about big dreams." Everyone laughed. Ion also smiled. But inside, something slowly broke. That night, he could not sleep. He kept staring at the ceiling, thinking one painful question. Why does no one believe in me? And in the deep silence of that night, a new thought was born. Maybe belief comes after success. That was the first time he felt the lonely truth. No one is your friend until you win. And from that night, Ion changed. Not loudly, not dramatically, but silently. Because real change always begins in silence. Days passed. Ion stopped explaining his dreams to people. He stopped arguing. He stopped seeking approval. Instead, he started working quietly. Morning job, night learning, weekend practice. No holidays. No excuses. At first, nothing changed. No money. No success. No appreciation. Only tired eyes. And silent effort. Sometimes he felt jealous, seeing others enjoying life. But then he reminded himself, they are enjoying today. I am building tomorrow. Months turned into a year. Most of his old friends disappeared. Not because they hated him, but because he was no longer useful. For gossip, time pass, or comfort. Loneliness became his new companion. And loneliness is painful, but powerful. Because when you are alone, you finally meet your real self. One cold night, while working on his small online project, electricity went off. The room became dark. For a moment, Ion felt like crying. He whispered softly, "Is anyone seeing my struggle?" But deep inside, a stronger voice answered, "Keep going. The world notices only winners. So he opened his laptop again, using phone internet, in complete darkness, and continued working. Because dreams don't wait for comfort. 2 years later, something unexpected happened. One small idea that nobody respected suddenly started growing. Slowly, silently, but strongly. His work began earning money. Not a lot, but enough to prove one thing. He was not foolish. He was early. More months passed. Income increased. Confidence increased. Peace increased. And then, the most interesting change happened. People started calling him again. Bro, remember me? Let's meet someday. I always knew you would succeed. Ayan listened quietly. No anger. No pride. Only understanding. Because now he finally knew the truth. Respect follows success. Support follows results. Friendship follows power. One evening, he returned to the same tea cafe, where people once laughed at him. But this time, chairs were offered quickly. Tea was served with smiles. Voices were polite. Nothing had changed, except his success. And in that moment, he learned the final lesson. People don't respect struggle. They respect victory. Years later, Ayan became truly successful. Money was no longer a problem. Recognition was everywhere. Opportunities kept coming. But something surprising happened. He no longer wanted revenge, approval, or attention. Because real success changes your heart, not just your status. One day, a young boy asked him, "Sir, how can I find true friends?" Ayan smiled gently and replied, "First, become strong enough to walk alone. Because the world respects winners, but life rewards warriors. Do not hate people who ignored you. They were not your enemies. They were your teachers. They taught you how to depend on yourself." The boy asked one more question. "So, no one is our friend?" Ayan looked at the sky and said softly, "Real friends exist, but they appear after you discover your real strength. Win, not to prove others wrong, but to prove yourself right." After that night in the dark room, Ayan's life did not suddenly change. There was no miracle, no sudden success. No one came to help him. Morning still looked ordinary. The same small room. The same weak sunlight entering through the broken curtain. The same tired body waking up before the alarm. But something inside him was no longer the same. Before, he worked because he wanted success. Now, he worked because he understood pain. And pain, when accepted quietly, becomes power. The days no one saw. Every day followed the same pattern. Wake up early. Go to work. Come back tired. Eat simple food. Open the laptop again. Learn. Try. Fail. Try again. No celebration. No appreciation. No applause. Only effort. Sometimes his hands hurt from typing. Sometimes his eyes burned from the screen. Sometimes his mind whispered, maybe they were right. Maybe you cannot do this. Those were the most dangerous moments. Because failure outside is not scary. But doubt inside your own mind. That is the real enemy. Whenever this voice appeared, Ion closed his eyes and remembered the laughter in the tea cafe. Not to feel angry, but to feel awake. He would slowly say to himself, one day, this pain will make sense. And then he continued working. The loneliness that teaches. Weeks became months. Conversations became fewer. Phone calls almost disappeared. Even social media felt meaningless. At first, loneliness felt like punishment. But slowly, it started feeling like freedom. Because when nobody is watching you, you can finally become who you truly want to be. No pressure to impress. No need to pretend. No fake smiling. Only you. And your unfinished dream. One evening, while walking alone on an empty road, Ion noticed something strange. For the first time in many months, his mind was silent. No fear. No comparison. No jealousy. Just a calm thought. I am still moving. That is enough for today. And that small piece felt more valuable than any party he had ever attended. The test of patience. But life always tests you. When you start becoming stronger. 1 month later, his small online project completely failed. The little money he had saved was gone. The plan he trusted collapsed. For a full day, he did nothing. He just sat quietly on the floor, looking at the wall. No tears. No anger. Only emptiness. That night, a very dangerous thought came. Maybe I should stop. Stopping feels comfortable. Stopping feels safe. Stopping feels easy. But stopping also means returning to the same life that once made you unhappy. Ion knew this. So he asked himself one honest question. If I quit today, will I respect myself tomorrow? The answer was clear. No. And sometimes, one honest answer is enough to save your future. So the next morning, with zero motivation, zero money, and zero guarantee, he started again. The difference nobody noticed. From outside, his life still looked normal. Maybe even unsuccessful. But inside, a powerful transformation was happening. Before, he wanted quick success. Now, he wanted real growth. Before, he looked for support from people. Now, he built strength within himself. Before, he feared losing. Now, he feared only quitting. And this difference, though invisible, was everything. Because success in life does not begin when money arrives. Success begins the moment you refuse to give up on yourself. A small light in the dark. Almost 2 years passed since the night he was laughed at. One quiet morning, while checking his email, Ayan saw something unusual. A message. A stranger had written, "Your work helped me. Thank you." That was all. No big reward. No fame. No money. Just one simple sentence. But for Ayan, it felt like sunlight entering a long dark room. Because for the first time, his effort was seen. Not by friends. Not by family. Not by society. But by someone real. And sometimes, one small sign is enough to continue a long journey. He whispered softly, "Maybe I am not walking alone." The beginning of change. From that day, things did not become easy, but they slowly became possible. Work improved. Skills improved. Confidence improved. Step by step. Quietly. Without noise. And the most beautiful part? Nobody noticed yet. Because the strongest victories in life are the ones that grow in silence. Success does not arrive with loud music, or shining lights, or people clapping. Real success comes quietly. So quietly that sometimes even you don't notice at first. And this is exactly how it entered Ayan's life. The first real break. Months passed after that small message from the stranger who said, "Your work helped me." Ayan continued working in silence. No announcements. No showing off. No telling people what he was doing. Because now he understood something important. Talking about dreams feels good. But working on dreams changes life. One evening, while he was finishing a small project on his laptop, another email appeared. This time, it was different. A company wanted to pay him for the same skill people once laughed at. He read the email again. And again. And again. Not because he didn't understand the words, but because he couldn't believe. The moment was real. For 2 years, nothing happened. And now, a door had opened. Very small. Very quiet. But real. He closed his eyes slowly and whispered, "This is just the beginning. Stay calm." Because deep people do not celebrate early. They build silently until success becomes impossible to ignore. The feeling of earning yourself. When he received his first payment, it was not a huge amount. For many people, it would look small, maybe even meaningless. But for Ayan, it was priceless. Because this money was not just money. It was proof. Proof that his pain was not wasted. His loneliness was not useless. His patience was not foolish. He held the phone in his hand for a long time, looking at the payment message on the screen. Not smiling loudly. Not jumping in excitement. Just breathing slowly. With quiet tears in his eyes. Sometimes the deepest happiness does not make noise. It simply makes your heart say, "You survived." When old people return, success has a strange power. It changes nothing inside you. But suddenly, it changes how others see you. A few weeks later, his phone rang. An unknown number. He answered calmly. And then, a familiar voice. One of the same friends. From the tea cafe. The same place. The same laughter. The same people. Who once said, "Dreams don't work in real life." Now the voice sounded different. Soft. Friendly. Careful. They asked, "How are you? What are you doing these days? We should meet sometime." Ayan listened quietly. Not angry. Not proud. Not emotional. Just aware. Because now he understood. A truth many people learn too late. Some people don't support your journey. They only respect your result. And that day, instead of feeling hurt, he felt free. Free from expectations. Free from the need to impress. Free from the pain of the past. He simply replied, "I'm doing fine. I hope you are happy too." Nothing more. Nothing less. Because maturity speaks in simple sentences. The real meaning of respect. That night, Ayan thought deeply about respect. All his life, he believed respect comes from money, status, success, approval of people. But now he saw something different. During his hardest days, when nobody called, when nobody believed, when nobody stayed, he still woke up. He still worked. He still continued. And suddenly he realized the most important respect in life is self-respect. Because when you respect yourself, rejection cannot break you. Loneliness cannot destroy you. Failure cannot stop you. The world may ignore you, but your soul stays strong. And a strong soul always wins. Sooner or later. A moment that changed everything. One Sunday morning, Ayan decided to visit the same tea cafe. After almost 2 years. Not to show success. Not to prove anything. Not to take revenge. Just to see if his heart had truly healed. The place looked the same. Same chairs. Same tables. Same noise of people talking loudly about dreams they were still not chasing. For a few seconds, old memories tried to return. The laughter. The embarrassment. The silent walk home. But this time, something was different. His heart felt calm. No pain. No anger. No sadness. Only one clear realization. That moment did not break me. It built me. He ordered tea. Sat quietly. and looked around. Nobody noticed him. And for the first time in life, he didn't need them to. Because the boy who once searched for acceptance in people's eyes had now found peace inside his own heart. The silent promise. Before leaving the cafe, he made one silent promise to himself. If I ever become truly successful, I will never laugh at someone's dream. Because he knew the pain of being doubted. And people who understand pain usually become kind. That promise was more powerful than any goal he had ever made. Because success with ego destroys people. But success with humility changes lives. Some victories do not change your house. Do not change your clothes. Do not change your daily routine. But they change your soul forever. And Ayan was about to experience that kind of victory. The unexpected message. One quiet evening, while rain touched the window softly, Ayan was working as usual. No noise. No celebration. Just focus. The same focus that once felt useless. Then a notification appeared. Not from a small client. Not from a random stranger. It was from a big international company. For a few seconds, he didn't open it. Because sometimes, fear returns right before success. Fear of disappointment. Fear of dreaming again. Fear of hoping too much. But slowly, he took a deep breath and opened the message. They had seen his work. They liked his consistency. They trusted his discipline. And they wanted to offer him a life-changing opportunity. Ayan didn't react immediately. He simply sat still, staring at the screen, while memories from the past moved through his mind like silent shadows. The tea cafe. The laughter. The loneliness. The long nights. The moments he almost gave up. All of it. Standing quietly behind this single message. And at that moment, he understood something powerful. Nothing was wasted. Not the pain. Not the waiting. Not even the tears. Everything was preparation. Why success feels quiet. People imagine success like a loud celebration. But real success often arrives in complete silence. No crowd. No music. No applause. Only a deep breath. And a calm heartbeat saying, "You made it." Ayan closed his eyes and placed his hand on his chest. His heart was not shouting. It was peaceful. Because the boy who once wanted to prove everyone wrong had now grown into a man who only wanted inner peace. And that is the moment when success becomes real. The return of the past. News travels fast when success appears. Soon, old classmates began sending messages. people who never replied before were suddenly very kind. Some said, "I always believed in you. I knew you would do something big. Remember me? We were friends." Ayan read every message calmly. No anger. No excitement. Just understanding. Because now he finally knew. Most people don't walk with you in darkness. They only arrive when the lights turn on. And strangely, this truth did not hurt anymore. It simply felt clear. The most important meeting. A few days later, Ayan did something unexpected. Instead of celebrating in public, he visited the smallest, quietest place from his past. His old neighborhood street. The broken sidewalk. The small shops. The simple life. Nothing had changed there. Except him. He looked at the place where he once stood confused about life. And slowly, a gentle smile appeared. Not a proud smile. Not an arrogant smile. Just a peaceful one. Because he realized, winning is not becoming bigger than others. Winning is becoming stronger than your old self. The truth about friendship. That evening, while watching the sunset alone, Ayan finally understood the real meaning of the sentence. No one is your friend until you win. At first, he thought it was a sad truth. But now, it felt different. Because real life taught him something deeper. Some people leave you so you can discover yourself. Some people doubt you so you can build strength. Some people ignore you so you can learn independence. And when you finally win, you realize the most loyal friend you ever needed was the person in the mirror. Your own patience. Your own discipline. Your own silent courage. That was the real friendship. All along. A message for you. If you are listening to this story, feeling alone, feeling ignored, feeling left behind in life, then remember this gently. Silence does not mean failure. Slow progress is not useless. Lonely days are not the end. Sometimes, life removes people from your path, only to make space for your real destiny. Keep working quietly. Keep believing silently. Keep moving slowly. Because one day, without warning, without noise, your moment will arrive too. And when it does, you will not need to shout. Your peace will speak for you.